Hello, guys. I am very excited today to introduce you to Spencer Funk, who is a talented music producer who started crafting beats at just 12 years old, turning his hobby into a career by the time he hit 17. Recently, he's been diving into data science through online courses, eager to explore the world of machine learning and AI. Spencer's ultimate goal to become a skilled engineer in AI, dreaming of contributing to groundbreaking tech advancements. He has even created an AI model called Mistral-quiet-star-demo, challenging the idea that you don't need fancy setups to train language models effectively. Spencer, thank you so much for joining us today. Can you tell us more about your journey from music production to data science and machine learning, and what exactly inspired you to explore these diverse fields?
Thank you for having me. So my journey with all of this started back in August of last year. I was getting over some health stuff, and while I was going through that, I was really trying to pursue um, just music as much as possible. I was posting under four different aliases. Like I think I posted 800 songs last year altogether,
Wow.
and through that, I was trying to find ways to make my life a little bit easier. And of course, AI came into the mix. So I was drawn to it for that reason and ended up getting to where I'm at now just out of curiosity. It quickly became an obsession that took over my life. And um, now it's pretty much what I do all day is just try to learn as much as I can and try new stuff and just always trying to keep up because there's always so much new information, like always. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I don't really have an education in any of this. I just learned from YouTube tutorials and Code Academy, and um, yeah.
How good is that? I mean, and we all are learning that way. So thanks for sharing that. Tell us something about your music background. You started at just 12 years old. So what got you into music at that such an early age?
Um, my stepbrother had shown me dubstep when I was that age, and I became fascinated with the idea of like um, electronic music in general, making music with a computer. And I downloaded the demo for FL Studio. I think it was 9 at the time when I was in like seventh grade or something. And that became an obsession for me pretty much up until the last year or so. I put it to the side. I still do it here and there, but yeah, it was my stepbrother who got me into it for sure.
Awesome. So, and how do you perceive this intersection between music and AI? A lot of people are worried these days that AI is just going to make all the human producers, singers obsolete. What do you think about it?
Um, there's a lot of good AI tools out there. One that I personally use is a VST plugin called Nectar 4. I think it's 4. It has like a AI feature that listens to the voice and mixes it and EQs it for you. I use that, but most of the time it doesn't work. Um, a lot of the AI music I've heard is just it's uh it's not the best. I don't know what the future of AI as far as music is concerned. I think it's safe for now. I mean, but who knows? Sora just came out and
Yeah.
video wasn't that good a couple of weeks ago, or a month now, or however long it's been. But uh, you know, I don't. I think it's like art and everything. Nothing will be able to take away that true like touch a person has, and I think it'll form its own field eventually if it becomes something greater as far as like music being created by AI and stuff. I don't think it's a issue though now. And there's
Makes
no
sense.
a real artist.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, uh, your AI model, you even has have created an AI model Mistral-quiet-star-demo, and thanks for reaching out. That's how I got to play around with your model. It was quite good. It challenges a conventional assumption about training LLMs. What inspired you to develop this model? What is the backstory? And what key insights did you gain from that process?
Um, so going back to when I was getting into the AI stuff back in August, I would sit and ask ChatGPT like how to make different AI because I didn't understand, and this thing was spitting out code, and I was like, oh, I can just copy and paste because I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am of how the world works now, but I I didn't know a thing about coding or anything, um, so I was just going with it, and um, I just remember like all the rumors about Q Star at the time were pretty big. That was happening when I was learning about all that stuff, and I was um I was speculating that it was like because everyone was thinking that it was like a reasoning, like improved reasoning overall. So my idea was to go in and ask Chat GPT over and over and over again, reprompting and feeding in what it said back to it over and over again, like different ways that that could be achieved. And I mean, the obvious answer was to give it that internal monologue to allow it space to think between you asking the question and it giving a response. So I was up until probably about a week ago, I've been merging models. I've been trying to learn how to fine tune, but it wasn't clicking. It was actually your unsloth video that was like, oh, okay, it's really simple, and just I thought, what if you gave a competent model, like what if you fine tuned it just for a little bit to get it to behave that way and left it at that. Um, I just like had that thought and was like thinking about all the times I was asking GPT 3.5 or whatever how I could give an AI model reasoning or reasoning capability. And I just went into Perplexity and I worked it out. Like I had it sending back prompts and responses structured the way it is in the data set that I have released called Alpaca Star. It's on my Hugging Face. But um, I just I loaded that up into the Unsloth, the Mistral one, and just let it go, and it came out with what you see. And I was just as surprised. I was like, I didn't think it would work as well as it did.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good, and Unsloth is really good. And I also did the interview of its founder a few days back, Daniel Han. So pretty good tool, I must say. Um, Now you have created a model. Now you are a model creator, which is great. And so, what are other projects you are working on? What's exactly you are focusing on in AI?
Um, I don't really have a necessary direction or one place I'm going. There's just like a bunch of different interests. I kind of am trying to learn and uh, apply to the little tiny ideas I have, like making a data set that makes the LLM think before speaking. Um, one thing um, I'm working on is, I've been doing a lot of tests now that I able to actually fine tune models and see like what's happening at the actual science experimenting part in data science, not just writing spreadsheets. But um, I have a lot of ideas as far as like directions I want to go as far as the data sets that I want to release now. Because knowing now that you can make a model do certain things like in its response, like behave a certain way. I was working on a data set. I only had like 15 examples in it of the LLM. Like it was dialogue, but the LLM would create multiple imaginary agents, like that it would talk to back and forth and work a problem out, like with coding and stuff. And I released that yesterday. Um, but I ran it for like 50 iterations on 15 examples, and it does a surprising job. And so now I'm thinking, what if it's not like a lot of data that we need? What if it's just like a couple good, well structured, well thought out prompts with
Yeah.
a very competent model, and that's really all it takes. It's just it's I think I'm starting to like step back and look and think maybe we're looking too closely at everything, and maybe we have like a lot of very capable, powerful stuff already at our disposal. I'm not sure if you saw the Doom model, the Mistral fine tuning that was able to play Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Um, Taking the stuff that we have and making stuff out of it instead of trying to make something else over and over again, you know?
True, makes sense. Now, how did you create the data set? So is that an alpaca data set? Please walk us through how did you create it?
Um, so on Sloth, when you load into it, it had the, like, I think it's the, I can't remember the name of the person. I think it's alpaca cleaned, though, that automatically loads with the collab project. I went into Hugging Face and just looked at the data set and saw how it was structured. And then I went back to the collab and just back and forth, like just kind of like looking at everything, seeing how everything kind of worked together. And then I realized it's just instruction output. I realized that you don't even really need the instruction part. You can just have it train on the instruction and output. And um, I started training it like that instead of with the system prompt and then the instruct and then the input and then the output, just the input and then output.
Very
And,
nice.
and I was getting better results that way. But yeah, I was just looking, just seeing how things worked and just trying to recreate it my own way.
Beautiful. So what sort of equipment do you use? Do you only use Colab or your laptop, or what exactly do you use for these fine-tuning training jobs?
So yeah, I pretty much am limited to Google Collab. I have a AMD Ryzen 5000 series GPU CPU combo thing in my laptop, and it's good, but uh, can't run CUDAs. And also, I ran CCleaner on my computer and messed up all my Anaconda libraries, and I haven't been able to fix it. So I've just been using Google Colab for the time being, and also they have the free T4, so I take advantage of that as much as I can.
Yeah, exactly. That's very generous of them. Totally agreed. You are based in Texas, in US.
Yeah.
Um, so what is the tech scene, especially AI, like there? Is it a lot happening, or what do you think?
Um, I I don't see a lot of it. Um, I don't I like. not a lot of it's really adapted into like businesses or anything um, locally that I've seen firsthand yet. Um, I've moved from Denver, Colorado, in comparison, where I feel like it's definitely more so um, like widely adopted and used. But I'm in a smaller town in Texas too, so I, I think it might be a little bit of time. We might be behind the rest of the country a little bit.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool. Cool. So, what do you do other than we know that you're interested in music, but other than AI, what are your hobbies? What do you do in your spare time?
that's it.
Okay,
I,
that's good.
I wake up, I brush my teeth, and I get on my laptop. Um, Depends on what's on my mind. The first thing I jump into is some days I'll just hyper focus on writing a data set or I don't know, making a model. I don't know. Just I always wake up with ideas and I try my hardest to do them. And if they don't work, then whatever. I just move on. Today, for
That's
example, I speaking of unsloth, I've been working on this thing where you load your model in and you create the LoRa adapter, and you're able to like fine tune the model in real time just with the stuff that's in unsloth. You're able to fine tune the model in real time from talking and interacting with it.
true.
So it's constantly converting the conversation into a data set and fine tuning for a couple iterations on it, and the cycle is forever churning.
Makes
And
sense.
it works
Absolutely.
pretty good so far. I just got it working right before this. So, I mean, like just stuff like that. I really don't have a direction. One of my goals is to make a model that works good with Open Interpreter for local use because that would be so helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's a great insight, Spencer. I'm very appreciative of your time. Any final words, advice you want to give to people who are just looking to start in this field?
You can do anything, and um, yeah, if I can do anything, you can too. I'm just some random dude.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Spencer, for your time. I really enjoyed talking to you. Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.